many years ago, I traveled with my family in Japan. I fell in love with Japan and I studied Japanese language at university. I don't know. I always wanted to speak Japanese and I tried to meet some friends, to have some social life. And that's it. But I don't have Japanese friends. That's one of the problems.
Or what do you work on right now?
I try to listen a lot. So not every day, but as much as I can, I watch something on Netflix, drama, movies, and I stop when something catches my attention. I stop. I listen to it several times. I take notes. I try to repeat. Sometimes it works, but usually I forget. So I have many notes on my phone, and sometimes I revise notes and I try to use the words I learned, but it's not working.
ガブリエラさん、よろしくお願いします。今日イタリア語を教えてくれるということで楽しみにしてます。
よろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。そもそもガブリエラさんは日本にどのぐらい住んでるんですか？どのぐらいイタリア語を教えてるんですか？日本で。
日本に来てからもう7年間過ぎて、イタリアを教えるのはほとんど7年間です。
ああ、そうですか。素晴らしい。だいたい今、大阪で教えてるんですか？
大阪と滋賀県にある、キャンパスで、初心者向けの講座を教えてます。
ああ、素晴らしい。日本人でイタリア語を学びたい人って何をしたいんですか？イタリア語で旅行したいとか、美術を学びたいとか、どういう理由でイタリア語を勉強する人が多いんですか？
ほとんど旅のため、旅行するため、イタリア語を勉強してる方が多いですが、音楽、例えばバイオリンを勉強してる。
バイオリン。
はい。仕事のためイタリア語が必要。
へえ、素晴らしい。で、プライベートレッスンとグループのレッスン、どっちもやってるんですか？
両方やってます。
私、来年夏にイタリア行く予定なので、学べるの楽しみにしてます。
何か役に立ったら嬉しいです。
はい、ありがとうございます。
じゃあ、まあ、ここまで数えましょう。
はい。
1 uno。
uno。
で、2、due。
due。
due。
no, due。
3、3。
tre。
4。
quattro。
5。
cinque。
5。
cinque。
書きますか？
はい。ありがとうございます。
いえいえ。書きましょう。
はい。
uno,
uno,
due,
due, quattro, cinque.
cinque.
uno, due, tre, quattro. CI はちなんですか？
読み方はちです。ち。
日本語の立ちつてとのちみたいですね。
立ちつて、そうそう、その通りです。ちなみに C の書き方は CI になります。
ありがとうございます。コーヒー一つお願いしますみたいなのはどうなりますか？
un caffè。
変わるんですね。うのがうんになるんですね。
はい、注文するとき、そのうのは、una かうのそのまま使います。飯によって違います。
un caffè。per favore。
素晴らしい。素晴らしい。
Feel like learning Japanese is too damn hard for you? Stop slaving away at grammar, words, and spelling. Now there's a better way to learn how to speak Japanese like a normal guy. Welcome to Terumi's podcast. Let's learn Japanese in just 2 months with Terumi's learning method.
Gabriella-san, thank you so much for joining my YouTube channel. This is second time, and also thank you so much for giving me this Italian lesson. How was it?
It was fun, and thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much. Personally, I really even wanted to continue more lesson, actually. It was really fun. And as I mentioned, I have a plan to visit Italy next summer. So I'm really appreciate it. Definitely, I'm going to try to use it. Thank you so much. And also, Gabriella-san, congratulations on your completion of level 2. So you joined this Japan Language Factory 2022 August. And also you continue almost 1 year and then a little bit, a few months. And you actually started from level 1 and level 2. And also you actually extended as a monthly program too. Especially you already have JOPT N2 and you already studied Japanese as a university student when you're in the college. And you have so much actually study experience. And I'm sure you're the one of the person who really know about Japanese language and also how hard it is. And then what was actually the experience in the whole this actually language like learning journey in Japan?
I never had the chance to focus on the speaking. So my problem, my frustration with Japanese language was not being able to speak fluently in daily life. I mean, I could already say a certain number of things. I had already taught Japanese language in Italy. So hiragana, katakana. I was a teacher, but actually my speaking skills weren't at the same level of my knowledge. I had a lot of knowledge, but not enough, practice. So here I got the chance to focus more on the speaking part, and it was really helpful. And I achieved my goal to be more fluent in Japanese language. Generally speaking, Japanese language is fascinating. It's a long journey, especially if you are from a Western country, but it's worth it. I mean, once you master the language, or if you are kind of fluent in the field you work, you can use the language not only to make friends, but also to think about, for example, business, or to, I don't know, get a promotion. So that's the reason why I'm keeping on studying, because I always think I really enjoy learning languages, but I'm always also thinking, how can I use my knowledge in my job, my current job, or in my future job.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. So you were a Japanese teacher in Italy and you were teaching Japanese to Italian people.
Yes, exactly.
Wow,
So
that's amazing. I see. But also from those even the experience, you are not even confident in speaking. Is that correct when you're in Italy?
I wasn't really able to explain my ideas. For example, the thing I focus on with my stand, it's challenging because you need technical words, and you also need to understand better how Japanese study grammar, because it's completely different. So if I translate, maybe the words are correct, but people don't get me, don't understand. I experienced that using the technical words. My students were like, huh? So I really needed someone who could explain me something about the culture, how you studied.
Yeah, I understand. So what do you think, like the 99% of the language learning, even including Italian, English, and of course Japanese, and any actually languages, usually basically starting from alphabet, and the next is flashcard, which is like a vocabulary, like a mother, father, school, and teacher. Look, actually a lot of vocabularies. And then later it's grammar. That's actually like a 1, 2, 3. So definitely it's a big step. But in Japan Language Factory, we didn't have this 3-step. We start from phrases, and starting next step is the conversation interaction flow. And then holding conversation. That's 1, 2, 3. It's totally different actually step we had. What do you think level 1 and level 2 you experienced? What was actually the experience? These two totally different learning structure. You already experienced both.
I was excited when I started level 1 because I really wanted to, at that point, I really wanted to speak. I wanted to speak more, longer. But the beginning was really difficult. I didn't have structure on my mind. So the first step was listening, repeating a lot, like a robot. And after that, entering in level 2, I had already the basis. So at that point, I was ready to have a conversation and develop sentences from what I had. So being able to answer questions if I don't understand, and taking information, and then from those information ask other questions or ask for confirmation. That was my experience. Overall, I think I did a good job, a great job. Especially when I go back to the first files I have, day 1, day 2. Now, to me, some sentences seem so easy.
Did you recognize that it's how much you're speaking unnaturally when you're doing maybe textbook study, or now you feel like it's more I'm understanding or speaking more naturally? Do you actually feel the differences?
Yeah, I definitely feel the difference. I couldn't figure how to put together words in so many situations. The point was I had the words, but I didn't know how to build a sentence in a way people can understand me. That was the problem. So you have everything you need. You have, let's say you have all the ingredients, but still you're not able to cook. Because you don't know. Before meeting Japan Language Factory, I had all these words, all this grammar in my mind, floating in my mind, a lot of things floating, and I was trying like to catch things and put that together. Now I feel more confident. I'm not saying that my Japanese is perfect. I'm not saying that the journey is over. It's a very long journey. But to this year, I did something different finally, and I saw progress. So I find myself sometimes I find myself saying things without thinking. I just, take the microphone at university, start talking. At the end of the sentence, I'm like, oh, I did it. I said it. How? I don't know, but students react. So I said it in the right way. At the end of the day, what can I say is I didn't learn words. I learned how to use words.
That's true. So what is actually the message to people who just start learning Japanese and feel like it's too difficult to learn, or already speaking Japanese, but they're already broken Japanese, they feel like they're not speaking Japanese naturally. Can you give us the message?
Yeah, sure. I would like to say to all of the people who wants to learn a language, difficult language like Japanese, you go for the right method. Once you find the way to study, then it's done. Don't worry, you'll improve for sure, and pretty fast. So don't worry about making mistake. Don't worry about you don't have time. You just have to find a way of studying. And I found mine, so I'm really glad I decided to invest this year and something a year and 3 months studying Japanese at Japan Language Factory.
Thank you so much.
Are you expat? Live in Japan? You started living in Japan, you're super excited to communicate with locals. You can enjoy traveling, meeting people. And now you start using this textbook and you feel like, wow, that's so many. Elementary school textbook, another elementary school textbook, and how many hours should you study? Let's think one more time. In order to communicate like a normal guy, you can do everything in the basic everyday life, should you finish all those textbooks? Otherwise, you won't understand what they're talking. You cannot express yourself, anything. First of all, there are always two ways to learn languages. One is documentational language. The other one is conversational language. It's like, once upon a time, grandmother and grandfather are living somewhere. Or, hey, what's up? How's it going? Which is conversational. What is the most effective way to learn how to speak Japanese? Textbooks can't talk to you, so you cannot improve your listening skill and pronunciation, how to communicate. So why Japanese children can speak Japanese so quickly? Because they are learning conversational Japanese. The good news is, in Japan Language Factory, we have a specific learning structure to improve your conversational Japanese. So you can join the conversation, you can understand what they're talking, you can respond quickly, and express what you are thinking. If you want to be able to speak Japanese as soon as possible, join our free consultation to figure out what is the fastest way to start speaking Japanese.